In this world, everyone is busy. You are busy attending your classes, preparing your homework, learning your lessons, preparing for your examinations. Your parents are busy doing their job, and your mother working in the kitchen or doing her job, and your father doing whatever he has to do, earning money. Everybody is busy, whatever be your job, whether you are a student, a teacher, a carpenter, a fisherman, anything that you are, all are busy. You leave your home in the morning, work the whole day, come in the evening. That is what we are living like. Now the question is this the kind of life we should live? I remember a poem that begins beautifully. What is life if full of care? There is no time to stand and stare. Life requires for its smooth continuation, relaxation, taking rest. We don't have that. We don't have time to allow our body and mind to relax, to think. And that's why we miss many things. The poem we are going to study today is a very beautiful one that has this thing as its subject matter. Keeping Quiet. Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. Pablo Neruda is a world-renowned poet who won Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1971. Let us see a brief introduction to the poet. Neruda, his full name was Neftali Ricardo Reyes Besoalto. He was born in 1904 and died in 1973. He was born in the town of Parral in Chile. Neruda's poems are full of easily understood images which make them no less beautiful. He won the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1971. In this poem, in this Keeping Quiet, Neruda talks about the necessity of quiet introspection and creating a feeling of mutual understanding among human beings. Neruda was also a pacifist, a communist. He was not only a poet, he was a diplomat. He was the ambassador of Chile, his country, to many countries. And he was also a senator, a member of the parliament of his country. So his subject matter of most of his poems are peace. He is always in favor of peace. He is against war, against violence. So he is a pacifist. And most of his writings are about human harmony, about integrity, about spreading of love and peace, about equality. These are the major subject matters of most of his writings. In this poem, Keeping Quiet, he will tell us the need for quiet introspection, the need for relaxing and thinking about what we are doing and where we are leading ourselves to. Let us start the poem then. So before you read, before every lesson you have this kind of statement. Here also you have one. What does the title of the poem suggest to you? Keeping Quiet. What does it suggest? What do you think the poem is about? You have to think about this and then you will study the poem. So you can stop the video here for a while, 2 or 3 minutes you can take for thinking this thing, and then you can rewind it. Okay. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hard hands. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade, doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no track with death. If we were not single-minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I will count to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. Very beautiful poem, not that difficult to understand. Let us start from the beginning, start discussing from the beginning. The name of the poem is Keeping Quiet. This word quiet, you have to take care of this word, Q-U-I-E-T, quiet. Then you have Q-U-I-T-E. You also have Q-U-I-T. I have discussed this thing in another video on a different topic. This quiet, it's not quiet, quiet. This is what we are having now. Quiet means silent. Okay, and this quiet, it means completely. So silent is an adjective and this is an adverb. Quiet means completely. The patient is quite well now. I am quite ready. So quite means completely. This is a verb. Quit, it means to leave, to depart. He quit. Interestingly, the past and past participle form of this quit is the same. Quit, quit, quit. In British, we are told to quit India, to leave India. Quit means to leave, to depart. And our concern today is about the first one, quiet. It means silent. Keeping quiet means keeping silent. It means remaining silent, not to talk. This is what the message of the poem is, keeping quiet. What is the need of keeping quiet? Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. The poet is making a proposal. He is suggesting to the whole people of the whole world. He says, now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. This very first 2 lines are very interesting. See the contradiction. Now we will count to 12. The poet is making a proposal. Let us count to 12. From 1 to 12 we will count 1, 2, 3. In this way we will count up to 12 and we will keep still. You have to count, at the same time you have to remain silent. So this may be called an example of something called antithesis. Antithesis is when 2 statements are put together. One statement comes after another and they are contradictory. For example, virtue is rewarded, vice punished. United we stand, divided we fall. Such thing, this one, they are called antithesis. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. The poet is making a proposal to the whole world population to keep quiet. How long? The amount of time that is needed to count from 1 to 12. Yes, sometimes we count this thing. For example, when we make a condolence meeting after someone's death and we ask all the people to have a 1 minute silent prayer. At the time, who counts it? You are making a prayer, again you are counting also. So at one point of time, the one who is anchoring the program will say, yes, it's done. So this is a similar kind of situation the poet is asking us to create, where from 1 to 12 will be counted and during that time all will keep quiet. The question is, why from 1 to 12? Why not from 1 to 10 or 1 to 3 or 5? This is just a suggestion that it may be that the poet has chosen this 12 because since it is about time and we get time from a clock or a watch, and in a clock or watch you have 12 marks. Mark of 12 hours. We divide the day into 24 hours and 24 is again divided into 1 to 12 2 times. So 1 to 12 we have the marks of 1 to 12 in a watch, or maybe 12 zodiac signs, whatever it is. Just it is a proposition that for a while, the meaning is that although it is the 12 that the poet uses, his main motive is to make us realize the need for quiet introspection, for living a happy and smooth life. Then he is elaborating this. He says, for once on the face of the earth. On the face of the earth. This is a beautiful expression. On the face of the earth means in the whole world. On the face of the earth, on the surface of the earth, it means throughout the whole world. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. If you keep quiet for a little while, for 12 seconds, during that time it means obviously you will not speak. The poet says that if we keep quiet, we will not speak in any language. Because when you speak in any language, when you use your mouth, you speak at that time, this often leads to ill feeling, leads to quarrel. You speak against someone, you make a live video on WhatsApp, on Facebook, or you speak before a gathering, or you speak publicly or in private, you speak to individuals. When you speak, there is a possibility of your attacking others through your language. We often find people speaking and they are arguing, they are quarreling. Not only this, speakers of one language dominating speakers of other languages. So in this way, whether you are the speaker of the same language or speakers of different languages, the bottom line of what the poet wants to say is that language or speech often leads to quarrel and ill feeling and absence of friendship. So let us not speak in any language. Second thing is, let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. So your mouth, your lips should be stopped. No language to be spoken. Don't speak. First thing. Second thing is your hands. There should not be no movement of hands. If you observe, you will find that it is our tongue and our hand, our arms. These two organs of the body often play a major role in creating enmity and ill feeling. One political leader or one president of America says one thing against another country, and the president of that country, he reacts. If you see in your own country, in your own locality, one leader speaks, another one reacts. One community of people say one thing, other community gets offended. So then this leads to fighting. So it is our tongue and arms, the hands, that often, because of their movement, you create problems. How can you harm others? How can you create disturbance with the help of your hand? You use your hand, write something against someone on Facebook or through any other means, then it is your hand that is actually harming others. You steal something from someone's pocket, it is your hand that is creating this kind of sinful situation. So with your hand, you can either attack someone, you can attack someone, you can kill him, or you can just pound on someone, you can write something against someone. In many ways you can harm others with the help of your hand. In many ways you can harm others, or you can create a very bad situation in the society with the help of your tongue also. So these two organs of the body, which often leads to ill feeling, the poet says, stop the use of these two organs for a while. Let's not speak in any language and not move our arms so much. By arms, it may also mean that weapons, that we should not wage wars against others, we should keep quiet, we should abstain ourselves from fighting. Whatever it is, coming to the next stanza, you see, it would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engines, we would all be together in a sudden strangeness. The question is, how far is it possible, although the poet is making a proposal, how far is it possible that all the people of the whole world will keep quiet for 12 seconds at the same time? Is it possible? This may not be possible, but if we suppose this thing, that just imagine that this happens once. Imagine, let us use our imagination, that okay, for 12 seconds, people of the whole world stop speaking, they stop moving their arms. What it will mean is that it would be an exotic moment. Won't it be a very strange, very unusual moment? Exotic. Exotic means strange or unusual, unprecedented, something that usually doesn't take place. It will be really an exotic moment, a strange moment it will be. Without rush, there will be no rush. Rush means movement in speed. Vehicles are running fast, you are running, you are going to your school or your workplace, coming back, everybody is busy. So this kind of rush will be stopped if we stop speaking and moving our arms. If we keep quiet for 12 seconds, during those 12 seconds at least, there will be no rush. There will be without any engines. It means all mechanical things, all machineries in the whole world will stop working. The photocopying machine, you call it Xerox machine will stop working. The driver will stop his bus, the train driver will stop his train. Everyone involved in, if someone is working in a printing press, he'll have to stop his machine, whatever thing one is doing using any kind of engine or machine. Here engine means all technical, mechanical things, all things will be stopped. And I just wonder what if the poet's suggestion is taken into consideration, what will happen to the pilot, Bichara pilot, he is flying in an aeroplane, if he stops, what will happen? So the poet said that if really it happens that for 12 seconds people of the whole world stop their tongue and their arms from work, then at that time we would all be together in a sudden strangeness. This sudden strangeness, this exotic moment will create a kind of equality, a kind of oneness among us. How? When you do the same thing, for example, you go to your school and you wear the same uniform, this common dress, this uniform dress creates a kind of bond, a kind of unity, a kind of emotional bond among all the students wearing the same cloth. In this way, when you do the same thing, if a single uniform, the same kind of dress worn by a group of students creates a kind of oneness, a kind of harmony, a kind of emotion among them, definitely if you do also the same thing, the same action you are doing, that will also create a kind of oneness. We have divided ourselves into nationalities, into races and communities. I am this, you are that, I speak one language, you speak another language, I belong to one country, you belong to another country, I follow one religion, you follow another religion, I am not you, you are not I, there is enmity. We are not maintaining brotherhood among human beings. So if we stop talking for 12 seconds, at least during those 12 seconds, because language creates, the difference in language creates disunity, it creates unequalness, inequality. And here when you stop speaking and moving your arms, at that time silence will be dominating the world. It will be the language of silence, no speech. This silence practiced by the people of the whole world at the same time will make them realize that yes, we are the same human beings, we are the children of the same original parents, we are all human beings, we are same. So the difference that human beings have created in this world, that often leads to enmity, leads to quarrel, leads to fight and death, this difference will subside, and at least for a while people will feel a kind of unity, a kind of oneness, a kind of fraternity. This will be the outcome of this kind of sudden strangeness, exotic moment. This will be the outcome of such an exotic moment. Then the poet is giving us two examples that what will happen if we really keep quiet, if we stop working for a while. What will happen? In the next stanza, two examples are given, very appropriate examples. See, fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales. If we stop speaking, if we stop moving our arms, all the people of the whole world, they abstain from speaking and moving their arms at the same time, then definitely during those 12 seconds, fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales. Fishermen, they catch fish, they sell fish, that is their profession. But for the sake of their profession, for the sake of their livelihood, what they are doing is that they are causing harm, they are posing danger to fishes, to whales. In the sea, inside water, it is the safe place for fishes and whales to live. It is not our place. We are living on land. Water is for fishes to live, but we human beings, for our own livelihood, for our own interest, what we do is that we go to sea, we go to river, and we don't allow those living organisms to live there peacefully. We disturb their peace, we disturb their life, we kill them just for our own interest. That is one example how we human beings harm others, how we cause disturbance, how we inflict sadness and pain on other living organisms. Second thing is that, and the poet said that at least during those 12 seconds, fishermen will stop. Yes, he will definitely stop, like other people, stop catching fishes. Whales will not be harmed, at least for those 12 seconds. Another example the poet gives is that during those 12 seconds, the man gathering salt would look at his hard hands. The word hard, I have earlier given you an example of quit, and its past and past participle is quit. The same is the case with heart. Its past and past participle is heart. Here the word heart is used as a past participle and also used as an adjective. Although it looks like a verb, it acts like an adjective here. Hurt hands means injured hands. Man who gathers salt on the seashore, he has done a lot of pain to himself. You might have noticed masons, those who build buildings, they, because of their continuous association with sand and cement, etc., if you notice, you will find in their feet becomes disfigured, discolored. Their feet lose their originality, their smoothness, because of their continuous association with sand and cement. So by this the poet means to say that we people are engaged in our job, in our profession. We are busy earning money. We don't have any time to look at our own self. What kind of harm I am doing to myself because of my busy schedule? I am just getting up in the morning, going to my workplace, running after money, and I have no time to rest and relax and think about the consequences of my actions. These two examples, one is fisherman catching fish in the sea, he will stop, fish will not be disturbed, whales will not be disturbed for at least 12 seconds. And the man gathering salt, he will also stop his job and he will get an opportunity to look at his hand and see, wow, what I have done to myself. I have been working all my life, I am just running my family and earning money, and I have never got an opportunity to look at my hands and what kind of harm I have caused to myself. Two examples. First example is human beings harming other animals, fishermen catching fish. Second one is human beings harming himself. If a man gathering salt, he is doing harm to his own feet and his hand, it is a human being harming himself. And the fisherman catching fish, human being harming other animals. So we human beings, either we are harming ourselves or we are harming other innocent animals just for the sake of our own livelihood, and we don't have any time to think about this, that what we are doing and what is the outcome of this, where we are leading ourselves to. We don't have any time to think and introspect. Now the poet is continuing that the need for introspection, the need for relaxation, to think about our actions. Those who prepare gain wars with gas, wars with fire. Three types of wars are mentioned. The question may come, what are the different kinds of wars mentioned in keeping quiet? Three kinds of wars. Green wars. What is this green war? Green war is deforestation, war against greenness. Yes, trees and plants are there, the world is full of greenness, but when you do deforestation, you cut trees, you are causing harm to environment. Environmental pollution is a major issue today. So by deforestation, by mercilessly cutting down trees, you are actually waging a war. Those people who are doing such things, they have waged a war against humanity. Another war that human beings are engaged in is wars with gas. It means either you use bomb to explode bombs and kill other peoples, or wars with gas also may mean the harm we are doing with pollution. Through industries and factories, you are polluting the environment. That is war with gas. Those people who are just for the sake of their earning money, they are establishing new factories and industries, and gases are emitting from them and they are causing harm to the environment. These people are engaged in wars with gas. Then wars with fire, it means wars with firearms, wars with weapon. You are waging war against humanity. You may be fighting with the help of gun, you are killing others, or you are causing harm to environment, or you are cutting down trees. In whatever way you are doing harms, actually your war will lead to nothing, because at the end of the war you will find that both the parties will have casualties. In the war you may dominate over others. You might even occupy some other people's land. You may be victorious, but what is the use of this victory? The poet says that this kind of victory is victory with no survivors. There is no one living to enjoy your victory. During your war, people were killed. So for those whom you fought, they have lost their life. and there is no one to enjoy your victory, to live happily. So this kind of wars, the poet wants to say that wars always leads to devastation, wars leads to death and destruction and bloodshed. So even if you win a war, you actually have lost your human life, your man force, and as a result what happens is that you enjoy victory, you win a war, but this war has no one, there is no one left to enjoy your war, to enjoy your victory. There is no survivors. So those people who were engaged in war, different kinds of wars, and as a result they were getting a kind of victory which is meaningless, the poet said, let them do one thing, let them put on clean clothes. What is this clean clothes? Clean clothes means during war you have caused a lot of bloodshed, you have destroyed the greenness of the earth, but now at least you wear clean clothes. It means you change your attitude, change your lifestyle, change your way of thinking, and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. So long you were fighting against other human beings, whatever be the kind of war, whether it is a war with gun or war against environment, through war you have harmed human beings, and you have harmed your own fellow human beings, your fellow brothers, you have harmed yourself. Now at least the poet said that when you relax, you think about your own actions for 12 seconds, during those 12 seconds you will think that I have waged war, I have caused harm to environment, I have caused harm to myself, I have caused harm to others, and as a result what is the outcome? The outcome is that I have lost my own strength, I have lost my own brothers, and there is no one to enjoy this victory. And then you will realize that, okay, I have to change my attitude, I should not engage myself in war anymore, I have to go for universal brotherhood, I have to go for harmony. So the poet proposes that those people who were so long engaged in war, engaged in destructive activities, let them think and let them wear clean clothes. It means let them change their attitude, let them change their actions, and instead of bloodshed, instead of causing redness to the earth by bloodshed, let them wear clean clothes, let there be goodness, let there be right way of thinking in their mind, and let them walk with their brother, the fellow human beings against whom they fought, the fellow human beings whom they killed. Now let them stay with them, let them walk along with them in the shade. Shade is it symbolizes in a peaceful place. In the shade of a tree is a peaceful place. Yes, let there not be no enmity, no fight, no war. Let human beings live together, let them speak to one another, let them talk to one another, let them walk together doing nothing. If you are at peace with others, if you can walk along with others in peace, no need to do anything else. That is enough to live in peace with others, to live in harmony with others. If you are able to do that, no need to go for slogans and banners and posters and long deliberations, no need. Just to be in peace with yourself, with others, live in harmony with nature, live in harmony with your fellow human beings. If you can do that, no need to do anything else. So this is the first part of the I have divided it into two parts for the sake of making this video. We will stop here, but let me tell you one thing, that the bottom line of this poem is the need for relaxation, the need for quiet introspection. We need to introspect, we need to think about what we are doing, how far we are right in what we are doing, how far we are justified in our action, whether we are doing the right thing or wrong. In life, we need to take out some time from our busy schedule and think about what I am doing, is it right or wrong. If we do not have this much time, life is meaningless, because for the sake of our own livelihood, we are harming ourselves, we are causing harm to others, we are busy earning money but don't have any time to look at the harm I am causing to my body, to my health. My health is deteriorating, but I am still spending my time, I am not getting food on time because I am doing a business. I cannot go home and take food on time because I have to earn more money. I cannot close my shop, I have to sell some more products. So we all are just busy with life, earning money, but we do not have any time to think about the kind of harm we are doing to ourselves and to others. The poet says, let us introspect, let us think for 12 seconds. By this he means let this be the habit of human beings, all human beings, to relax, to think about his actions and about what are the consequences of his actions. And if we can do this, then the life will be meaningless, life will be smooth. And the poet elaborates this point. Almost 50% of the poem is remaining, and we will see in the next video the next arguments, the next suggestions and justifications that the poet gives in favor of his statements here in the first part of the poem. So we'll meet in the next video to see the next thing that the poet says, and that will be also equally beautiful, equally interesting. Thank you very much for being with me.